The Neighborhood Data for Social Change project really represents the future of data collection and community engagement. We need to increase trust and integrity between law enforcement and citizens and the community.
Relying on simply data like type 1 and type 2 crimes is not the way to understand how to improve public safety in our communities. The Neighborhood Data for Social Change platform has these different critical elements: the interactive mapping, the ability to kind of aggregate your neighborhoods in ways that you can save for later so that you can follow that over time, a wonderful set of data stories and community trainings. The goal, as noted there, is the reliable current neighborhood level data that we can have community discussions and convenings and to inform what kind of data makes sense, but also to tell us how to tell the story around those data. And you can see there's a lot of possibilities around decomposing arrest rates, thinking about how these arrest rates vary by race and ethnicity, police stops, what's happening as an outcome of those police stops, maybe bringing in school data.
Part of our responsibility is to engage the people and lift the veil and demystify the work that we do in law enforcement. We tend to focus on the quantitative elements of that continuum: arrest, prosecution. There should be more emphasis placed on prevention, intervention, education. But those elements of the criminal justice continuum take a long time to manifest themselves, right? And we tend not to be patient.
What we're interested in is also defining what community safety is. So from the voices of residents is how do you find community of safety? And you have to get into the nuances of safety, right? It might be different in Ramona Gardens versus Watts. Any solution that you have, you could put $50 million in a community, but if you put it in the wrong place, or it's not culturally appropriate or respectful, you're going to miss it. And if there's no community buy-in, it's not going to be effective.
Whether we're looking at projects related to neighborhood improvement, or whether we're looking at dollars and funds that are going to go towards services, there is elements in which we directly engage input from communities. There are aspects where we have surveys. We also look to our partners in the academic world. We regularly also evaluate and measure our services, both in terms of our family source services as well as domestic violence services.
Our school was named after Saul Price, and Saul Price reinvigorated the City Heights area of San Diego. And when they did a survey, they found out we know about the gang violence, but we want to be able to walk out in the alley and put our trash out and see where we're going. And we want to be able to cross the street in safety. And those were things that the police department doesn't necessarily prioritize as they were trying to address the other issues.
How do you measure the levels of relationships that you're building? And for us with LAPD, it was really working to change the incentives for policing, right? So if you get promoted, is it promoted because you arrested all these people and you have this track record, or is it how you treated people? With that focus on customer service, without criminalizing everybody, you're gonna change the relationship.
We've been in Minneapolis for 5 years working on some radicalization issues there, and what the community said is, why don't you stop measuring the number of young men that are going off to fight and start measuring how many people have graduated from high school, how many are going to college, are more people getting jobs? That kind of information doesn't drive the news cycle.
We're gonna have to start transforming it at the community level. As we are changing the economic system from the mass incarceration economic system, there has to be an economic system that allows our communities to thrive.
If we marry underachievers with achievers, the entire bubble floats. Putting a measurement tool to that and then turning around and replicating it throughout our communities, I think the answer is right in front of us. The question is, do we have the will?